All right, YouTube, it's Labor Day, so we got to talk a little bit more about work. We talked about some other things, why guys like thicker women, why some guys like thinner women. We do all subjects channel, so y'all know we going to talk about everything, and we even do content by request. So if you have a request or you don't understand something that I was saying, feel free to ask questions. Like, we got to get out of this thing where we just always trying to disrespect one another. Like, we live in the richest country in the world. This is a first world country. If anybody should know how to treat each other, it's us. And so I'm kind of talking about something along those lines. But I want to tell you guys, like, whatever you got to do as far as work, to get ahead, to get your money stacked up, do it. Do it, because you got to be willing to work hard on yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally, but also financially. And finance, that's where the work comes in. You work to make money. We're not slaves. Though some of us voluntarily make ourselves slaves in different ways, we not slaves. Like, we free in the United States. I know some of the non-human people probably don't like that. Like, they want to bring everybody down under one system because perhaps maybe they're not human. But who's keeping score? It's just something we got to deal with. We don't need to keep score on it. It's just something we know is coming. Pause. So we just got to deal with it. But I want to talk about, like, working 2 jobs and 3 jobs and having side hustles and stuff like that. You got to be willing to work anywhere. Like, for instance, if you say, well, I want to find a second job, but the jobs that you looking for ain't hiring you, you got to start going for that stuff that you wouldn't normally do, because money is money. To me, this is just how I think. I don't try to make nobody think how I think. But when I look for a job, I'll do a job that's not this kind of beneath me sometimes, if that's what I need to do to get over the top. That's just how I think. I'll work at McDonald's. Like, if I know, like, for instance, I got a McDonald's that's close to me. I'm like, okay, I could walk there. Should I work at McDonald's? Absolutely. And I've been thinking about it. I'll do janitorial work. That's where a lot of my experience is. But some of y'all, you gotta keep up images. I don't care. I care about money more than image. I'm sure y'all already know that, just looking at it. I care about money more than image, and I care about the truth more than image. The truth is more important to me than image. And the truth sometimes for some people is you need to do something. So if you don't have a job and you're having a hard time getting a job, you might need to apply for that stuff you wouldn't want to do. You ain't got no job. Go clean a building for 4 or 5 hours. Now you at least got a little money. You can probably stack it up. Like, you listen, small money stack up just like big money. It's all about the numbers and the dollar amount that you stack. If you save $1 one day, you save another dollar another day, you got yourself $2. It don't matter if you in corporate or you cleaning parking lots. If you save $2, you have $2. It saves the same, it spends the same. That's just how I think of it. I'm sharing my thoughts with you. Like, some people, man, I ain't doing that. Sure. You love your kids, you love your family, you love yourself. You gonna do something. Some of y'all, you ain't got enough love in you. You more lazy than you love. Me, I don't care. If them hours fit in with my hours, what I'm doing, So I done did paper routes. I'm thinking about getting another one. What's the difference? A paper route ain't even, that's a 1099, that's a business. Man, I'll never do no paper route. Narcissist, image guy. I'll do whatever I gotta do. Other than little weirdo stuff. I ain't doing none of that. If it came down to weirdo stuff and taking somebody's stuff, I'm not the type to steal and all of that, but if I had to choose between doing something that destroys my character, that's degrading, I ain't doing nothing degrading. If I'm gonna choose degrading, stealing is degrading. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even steal. I would just sit around and use my faith. I would be having so much faith, somebody gonna give me what I need. See, that's where these wannabe thugs, you don't know how to use faith. It's a lot of people in jail right now, in prison right now, because they ain't have no faith. Man, I'm gonna take what I need. Yep, and you got caught. Smile, you're on candid camera, wannabe ninja. Wannabe thug ninja. You on candid camera, ring doorbells. They all over Milwaukee. Smile, you're on ring doorbell. The police go right up to him. Ma'am, would it be, by chance, can we check your footage? We think something happened by your house. Oh, sure. They be looking at it. His face, he on there, eyes all bugged. You see his whole face. They go right, oh, that's little Johnny. That's little, I'm gonna stop saying little Johnny because I know a couple Johnnies, man. And I'm cool with pretty much, all the Johnnies I know, I'm cool with them. So let's think of some, we'll say little Rex. Oh, that's Rex. That's Rex right there. He has an extensive criminal record. We have his fingerprints in our database. Let's go get him. They go get Rex. We got him. You know, you know how them police, they used to say that, man, like, dude, trust me, I know, man. Hey, look, I ain't never been to jail, but I've seen them do it. Like one day, he looked at me and said, I told you this is what I was gonna do. You next. I'm looking at him like, yeah, okay. Cause okay, this is what happened. I told y'all about this before. We was doing little things we shouldn't have been doing. And they couldn't catch us, but they knew we were doing it. So one of the officers got mad and said, next time I come over here, I'm taking one of y'all to jail. I said, man, you can't just take nobody to jail. He was cussing me out. And that's what he did. He came back that night, found a bag, a big bag with stuff in it. Took one of my friends to jail. He looked at me like, I told you, man. I told you, I'm taking one of y'all. He said, you next. Because I used to be getting real sarcastic and condescending with him. Like, man, that could be anybody's, man. You can't just, you think because I live here, you can say that's mine? Well, he got tired of us. He said, man, next time I come over here, I'm taking one of y'all to jail. And he did. He did. We all standing outside. It's dark. They just crept right up on us. And the police will tell you, if you ask the Milwaukee police this story, because they said it, we was doing a little a training at my job in corrections, and I'm sitting there like, man, my hair standing up on my back, because I'm like, man, he talking about me. Because he was going through the history of different tactics the police was using. And they called them the jump out boys. They started the jump out boys on us on 19th and Hampton. They just started letting their car roll, hoping they can catch us. Like they'll sneak up on us and they'll just let their car roll into somebody else's car and stop by somebody else's car. So my brother-in-law was in front of the house one time. He had a big Grand Marquis. He was out there with us. And so they crept up on us, and boom, they let their car run into his. Was checking all us and stuff like that. So the Jump Out Boys, they started that on us. Like, I don't know if they still do it, but they started that. They'll just sneak up on us. So that particular night, we talking, backs turned, stuff like that, laughing, drinking beer and stuff. So they snuck up. Like, we didn't even know they was on the block because they ain't had their lights on. And then they just sped up a little bit and let their car roll. I forgot which car was in the front that time, but they let their car roll into the car in front of my house. And they looking around like, they're like, hey, put your hands up. Put your hands in the air. Everybody, get your hands up. So they searched us, and then they found a bag on my grass. They went through the bag and found some things. So I don't know what made them choose my one guy. Man, he was screaming, hey, what? It ain't mine, man, it ain't mine. They froze his account, all kind of stuff. He got bailed out, but still, like they, they used those tactics on us. So why even go there? Like, I'm not saying if you do something illegal, it should be something where they could only give you a ticket, where they can't necessarily arrest you per se. Because nobody, I wouldn't even advise being 100% legal because you're giving them an advantage over you. But let me hurry up, man. I ain't finna wait for all that. But what I would say though is, if you do something that's against the regulations of your city, just make sure it's something where they only can give you a citation, where it's not like the breaking of a law or whatever. So, but you should be willing to do whatever, man. Like, whatever you gotta do within not degrading yourself in a way of sin. Like, some of y'all think it's degrading yourself flipping burgers. I don't know why y'all think that's such a bad job, because some of the richest people in the world got rich from restaurants. Either having franchises, or they start out mom and pop or whatever. So I don't see why y'all despise that work. Just like cleaning work. Okay, so I used to work for a company called Clean Power. They had contracts all over the state of Wisconsin, making a whole boatload of money. See, y'all just want to look the part and not be the part. And that's part of the problem, man. If you gotta work like a couple overnights at a grocery store stocking shelves, you should be willing to do that if that's gonna get you ahead. Now, if you gonna just keep your bad habits and not saving money, then why should you even work like that? It don't even make sense. But if you know how to put some money up, man, money will get you far in the United States of America, man. It ain't don't look to it for emotional things. Look to it for tangible things, for physical things, for in some ways mental. Like, if you can live in the middle, if your dream is to live in the middle of nowhere with no neighbors, you could do it. You just gotta stack them chips. If houses cost $1 million out there, you gotta get $1 million. Because me personally, at this point, I wouldn't, like, if you can avoid. Some people say don't own nothing. I don't agree with that. I say own everything and have good things. Because if you got a bad car, like, for instance, if you pay cash for a car, you get a $3,000 car, you should get a $3,000 car that's not going to break down on it. Some is better than others. like Park Avenues and stuff like that is better than some cars. Like I'm telling you, man, we know this in Milwaukee. Cause you'll see Bonneville, Park Avenues, LeSabres, used 90s, early 2000s, man, getting them far. They going to Mississippi, going all over in them. Those was good cars, man. So that's all I'm really gonna say on that. You should be willing to do whatever you need to do to get ahead. If your job, you can't save money from your job, get you another job. You like working there, keep working it. Get you another job, pile you some money up so you can keep working a job that you like and not be under financial pressure. And if you gotta work 3 jobs, work 3 jobs. If you're not rich, you shouldn't be hanging out all the time anyway. You should be trying to get financially comfortable to the point where you got everything you need to protect yourself, to pamper yourself, so on and so forth. And that's all I had on this. Thanks for watching.